My name is Merritt Townsend. I'm 71 years old. 2 weeks ago, my son slid a paper across my kitchen table and told me I was going to a facility tomorrow. He was smirking. His wife was smirking. I picked up the paper, put on my reading glasses, read every line, twice. Then I folded it, made with the pin still in. I didn't raise my voice. The problem, I said, is that the doctor who signed this form made 11 mistakes. And I know that because I wrote the test he's pretending to cite. What happened next cost my son his career, his wife, and nearly his freedom. But I'm getting ahead of myself. Welcome back to Dad's Master Plan, the channel where fathers don't get angry, they get strategic. If you're new here, we tell stories about dads who were underestimated, overlooked, and pushed too far, and the quiet, methodical ways they set things right. If that sounds like something you need today, hit subscribe. You won't regret it. Now, let me take you back to the beginning. I grew up on Birch Street in Waterbury. My father was a plumber, good hands, bad knees. He fixed other people's houses and came home smelling like copper and PVC. My mother worked the front desk at a dental office for 31 years. Nobody in my family had been to college. I was first. Full scholarship to UConn. Then Yale Medical School on a grant I applied for 11 times before they said yes. 40 years in neurology. 22 of those as chief of neurology at St. Catherine's Hospital. 47 peer-reviewed papers. Co-authored the Townsend-Holloway Diagnostic Criteria for Dementia Classification in 2009. Still the standard today. I still consult for the State Medical Board when they need a second opinion on licensing cases. Laura and I married when I was 27. She was a librarian. Smart in ways I never was. She could read a room the way I could read an MRI. We bought our house in 1989. Paid it off in 2004. 5 bedrooms. Big yard. Worth about $2.4 million now. Laura used to say, "Merritt, you could cure the brain, but you can't find your car keys." She wasn't wrong. We raised Kyle, our only child. He had no interest in medicine. I never pushed him. I thought that was love. Giving him room. The Honda. I bought it in 2008. Still runs. 162,000 miles and not a single major repair. Kyle hated that car. Every visit, "Dad, you can afford better." And every visit I told him the same thing. "It gets me where I need to go." He'd shake his head like I was speaking a language he'd given up learning. Maybe I was. Laura died 2 years ago. Pancreatic cancer. Diagnosed in March. Gone by September. 6 months from the first scan to the last breath. I've spent 4, and I can tell you, is the organ for losing the person it organized a life around. After she died, I stopped. That's the honest word, stopped. I canceled the Thursday dinners we used to host. Let the garden go to thistle and crabgrass. Harold, my neighbor, retired principal, Thursday chess partner, told me later he saw me wearing the same flannel shirt 3 days straight. I forgot to eat sometimes. Not because I couldn't remember food existed, because I did. Laura's pearl earrings, her wedding band on anniversaries, the 10th, the 25th, the 40th. And our wedding photo, edges soft from handling. I held that box some nights, just held it. I wasn't losing my mind, I was losing my reason to use it. As a neurologist, I can tell you the clinical difference. Grief mimics cognitive decline to the untrained eye. The mechanism is entirely different. Grief is the brain choosing not to engage. Dementia is the brain unable to engage. The scans look different, the blood work looks different, the prognosis is different. I knew which one I had. My son did not. I didn't know any of this at the time. I learned it later. And when I did, I almost felt sorry for him. Almost. Kyle started a digital marketing company 3 years ago. Called it Brand Forge. Rented office space downtown, hired 8 people, had investor presentations with pie charts and hockey stick projections. He burned through $400,000 of other people's money in 18 months. The company folded. The office went dark. The employees found other jobs. Kyle owed investors $280,000. 2 of them had already contacted attorneys. He told Brenda nothing. He created a separate email address just for investor communications, hid the letters, deleted the voicemails. Every morning he put on a suit and drove to a co-working space where he pretended to consult. Every evening he came home and told his wife business was fine. Their lifestyle didn't adjust. $6,200 a month mortgage, private school for their daughter, who was 8. Brenda's spending, decorators, landscapers, a kitchen renovation that cost more than my first car. Kyle started looking at my house differently. $2.4 million, fully paid off. If sold, he could pay every investor, cover the mortgage for 2 years, and still have money left. He ran the numbers. I know because they found later. He doesn't answer the phone. We'd be helping him. That's the thing about rationalization. It always sounds like love. Kyle grew up in my shadow. His teachers, every parent-teacher night, every college application. He chose marketing to escape the comparison, built his own thing. It failed. And now, for 3 months, writing down every time I forgot something. She kept a diary. The problem was she didn't know what she was looking at. Her father, Gerald, lost his contracting business in the 2002 recession. She was 16, watched the family go from a 4-bedroom colonial to a 2-bedroom rental in 9 weeks. Watched her mother cry at the kitchen table over a stack of bills held together with a rubber band. Brenda made a decision that year, standing in a hallway that smelled like someone else's cooking. Never again. She married Kyle partly for love, partly for the Townsend name, partly for what she believed the name was worth. When Kyle started coming home tight-jawed and quiet, hiding the debt, flinching when his phone buzzed, Brenda didn't ask questions. She went online, searched how to manage aging parents' assets, then guardianship for elderly parent, then memory care commitment process. She found Margaret Daly, senior transitions consultant, a guardianship facilitator who specialized in fast-track memory care placements. $15,000 up front. Margaret had a network, compliant doctors, cooperative facilities, attorneys who filed without asking hard questions. Margaret connected Brenda to Dr. Alan Reeves. The diary Brenda kept was detailed. 3 months of observations. Left stove on, October 14th. That happened once. I was making soup. Wore same clothes 3 days, October 19th to October 21st. I was grieving. Did not answer phone. 7 calls in November. I was avoiding my son. Every entry was real. Every holding that box like it has answers. That's not normal. Normal. She kept using that word as if she had any idea what it meant. Dr. Alan Reeves, 55 years old, former internist, emphasis on former. He lost hospital privileges 3 years ago for insurance fraud, billing for procedures he never performed, overbilling Medicare, the kind of quiet corruption that accumulates until someone pulls the thread. After they pushed him out, he rented a small office in a strip mall between a nail salon and a tax preparer. Insurance contracts, cash only, $1,500 to $2,000 per evaluation. No record shared, no follow up. Margaret Daly sent Brenda to him. Brenda paid $2,000 in cash, brought Kyle's verbal descriptions of my behavior, brought her symptom diary, brought a template form Margaret provided, boilerplate language from other guardianship cases. Dr. Reeves never examined me, never met me, never saw my face, never took my pulse, never asked me a single question. He filled out the form at his desk. Title: Cognitive Assessment and Recommendation for Supervised Care. It listed diagnostic codes, referenced the mini mental state examination and the Montreal Cognitive Assessment, described progressive memory loss consistent with early-stage Alzheimer's disease. It recommended immediate placement in a supervised memory care facility. The form had 11 errors, 11 mistakes that any practicing neurologist, or even a competent medical student, would catch in 5 minutes. Wrong diagnostic codes, a retired test version, distant symptom descriptions, no neuroimaging, an internist signing off on a neurological diagnosis he wasn't qualified to make. On the citation, the form cited the Townsend-Holloway diagnostic criteria. My criteria, my name was in the reference line. Reeves did